Hi there, we are in the What on Earth exhibit here at the Science Center of Iowa, and I'm joined with my friend Allison, who is actually the director of exhibits here.
Yes.
So tell us a little bit more about what this is and what goes into making an exhibit like this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so we've been really excited to have WHO here during our social distancing to help out the news crew and the weather crew. And we've in here in the exhibit, so like as part of my job, as well as the exhibits team, is we curate essentially the content, the design, the interactives, and we even do some of the engineering for what you see in here. So What on Earth we've recently been working on and kind of refreshing because it's one of our exhibit favorites for our visitors.
Okay.
And so we've been working on kind of updating it and refreshing it and giving it a little bit of a new look.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot goes into creating an exhibit. It's very detailed. There's lots of things to look at, and something you notice when you walk in here is that there's so much, and you see something new every time. Mm-hmm. So kind of go into more detail about what it takes to build an exhibit from the ground up.
Right. So we start with lots and lots of research. So we do a lot of research looking into not only the content, but what would our visitors find interesting? What is that story we want to tell? Mm-hmm. And so in What on Earth, we really focus on the habitats and animals of Iowa, obviously, because we're at the Science Center of Iowa. But we also want to be telling that story of how everything's interconnected, mm-hmm. and we want to create access and empathy for our natural resources. So that's like kind of our big goal. And then everything else we do in the exhibit all stems from that. So whether or not we're looking at an interactive that allows you to investigate watersheds, like the AR sandbox. Like we want people to understand how water flows so that then they can be making those informed decisions when it comes to watersheds.
Yeah. Got to make it realistic, but also educational to kind of tie those two together.
Yeah.
So some things that are going on at the exhibit that are in the works right now mm-hmm. are adding onto it and creating new parts of the exhibit. Things are in the works right now.
Oh, definitely. So a couple of things that we're working on right now is looking at not only new content, like I mentioned, mm-hmm. but also new hands-on experiences or authentic objects that we're integrating into the exhibit. So we've been working with the USDA. We have a soil monolith that's going to be coming into the exhibit, and we're going to be talking about not only the importance of Iowa's soil and how that came from our wonderful prairie land that we had so long ago, but also the teeny tiny little microbes that live in the soil that we don't even think about most of the time.
Yeah, I'm learning something new just talking to you.
Well, I learn a lot from our partners and our I'm not a scientist myself, I'm a science communicator, and so I work a lot with partners and volunteers and scientists and researchers who know way more than me to make sure that we're providing accurate information.
I think that's really cool too. Just you said that you're a science communicator.
Yes.
Because sometimes this is really hard for people, young and old, to understand, but for someone like you who's able to break it down in layman's terms, for lack of a better word, is so important so that we are able to get a better grasp of the world around us and be able to appreciate it more.
Yeah, and that's what we're all about here at the Science Center, is that we are not a research institution like some museums are. Some museums have on-site scientists and stuff, but we really are focused on taking that science information and making it accessible to everybody who comes through our doors. So that's one of the most fun parts of our job, is that we get to learn a little bit about everything all the time.
I love it. So a lot of folks are stuck inside at a time mm-hmm. like this, but are there ways for people to still get out and explore the world around them?
Yes, actually right now is a fantastic time to get outside and explore, from a safe social distance from everybody else, but really take a close look at nature. I mean, springtime is really a wonderful time to see all the different woodland flowers coming out. So you could go to a state park or state woodland to go check that out. You can go observe birds, see what you can find, and you can even do things like just what's right outside your window. You don't even have to go anywhere really far to explore nature, and that's one of the really cool things, is that nature is even in urban areas, and it's all around us all the time. So whether that's teeny tiny or all the way up to something pretty big that sometimes surprises us, like when the mountain lion came into Des Moines a few years ago.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah.
Well, even just a few months ago, that one that was spotted, that was suspected to be a mountain lion. roaming around. So yeah.
Right. So I mean, like, we have to remember that the nature is all around us all the time, and you can be a scientist in your backyard. Mm-hmm. So we are doing a series called What's Outside Your Window on Thursdays, so you can join us back on more social media for that. But also tomorrow's Earth Day, so what a great day to get outside and celebrate the world around us and do something to take care of it.
Yeah. Allison, thanks so much. And with that, happy Earth Day, and stay posted and tuned into the Science Center of Iowa's social media platforms for more Earth Day activities.